Welcome to our Hong Kong Brief Show. I'm your host, Jenny. Today, we're diving into some exciting updates from around the globe. First up, Beijing has given the green light for a groundbreaking international mediation organization to be established right here in Hong Kong. This new body aims to resolve disputes between countries and investors, especially as the WTO faces challenges. Most signatories are from Africa, Asia, Latin America, Oceania, and Europe, making Hong Kong a key dispute resolution hub. Next, a bit of local political news. Hong Kong's last opposition party, the League of Social Democrats, is disbanding after nearly 20 years. Founded in 2006, they were known for their confrontational style and protests, but recent political shifts and waning support have led to their decision. It's a sign of how the political landscape has changed since the 2020 national security law. Finally, on the international front, China and the US have finally reached a trade agreement, reviewing export applications and easing some restrictions. But tensions remain high, with warnings about US alliances pulling it into conflicts, and regional issues like US missile systems in the Philippines stirring up trouble. Meanwhile, China's investments in the Middle East, especially Iran, are facing disruptions due to regional conflicts, but new opportunities are also emerging in Gulf states. Please continue to watch for more details. According to South China Morning Post, Beijing has officially approved the establishment of the world's first intergovernmental mediation organization in Hong Kong, signaling China's support for international dispute resolution mechanisms while clearly delineating its stance on WTO disputes. The convention, signed in Hong Kong at the end of May and approved by the National People's Congress Standing Committee, emphasizes that the new body will not handle disputes related to territorial sovereignty or maritime interests, particularly those already under WTO jurisdiction. Experts like Lau Shukai and Priscilla Leong highlight that this move underscores China's respect and support for the WTO, aiming to bolster Hong Kong's role as a dispute resolution hub amidst rising geopolitical tensions and the paralysis of the WTO's dispute settlement system since 2019. The organization, with many signatories from Africa, Asia, Latin America, Oceania, and Europe, is viewed as a strategic effort to enhance Hong Kong's international standing and provide an alternative platform for resolving conflicts that threaten the global trade order. The South China Morning Post reports that the League of Social Democrats, one of Hong Kong's last opposition parties, is disbanding after nearly 2 decades of activism. Founded in 2006 as a radical voice within the opposition, the party once held legislative seats and was known for its confrontational tactics, including a notorious incident in 2008 where member Wong threw a banana at then-leader Donald Tsang. The disbandment, announced just before the party's 20th anniversary, is attributed to the declining influence of opposition groups under the strict enforcement of the national security law enacted in 2020. Experts like Lau Shukai and Chan Weikung suggest that Beijing's political tightening and the erosion of support have rendered such opposition parties virtually irrelevant, with many former members and civil groups having already disbanded or been suppressed. The party's legacy includes a reputation for bold protests and confrontations, but its dwindling presence reflects the broader suppression of dissent in Hong Kong's political landscape under the current security and legal framework. The South China Morning Post's coverage also highlights recent major developments in China's diplomatic and strategic landscape. China and the US have reportedly finalized a trade deal, with both sides agreeing to review and approve export applications and lift certain restrictions, marking a significant breakthrough in export control negotiations. Meanwhile, Chinese analysts warn of the increased risk of global conflict under a potential Trump administration, suggesting that the US might be more prone to involvement in wars with smaller nations or allies. The report also details China's diplomatic tensions, such as the expulsion of Navy Chief Li Hanjun and a nuclear scientist from the National People's Congress, and its warnings to the Philippines against hosting US missile systems in disputed waters. Additionally, the White House announced an understanding with China on rare earth shipments, illustrating ongoing efforts to manage bilateral trade and strategic competition. These stories collectively reflect the complex and tense state of China's international relations, economic diplomacy, and military posture as it navigates a challenging global environment. According to South China Morning Post, China's investments in Iran and the broader Middle East are facing mounting challenges amid escalating regional conflicts. Chinese exporters like Miayu and Kaijian are experiencing cancellations, disrupted supply chains, and rising shipping costs, as geopolitical tensions threaten trade routes and regional stability. The Middle East remains crucial to China's Belt and Road Initiative, especially given its strategic position as a key energy supplier, with over 70% of China's oil imports coming from the region. However, conflicts such as the Iran-US tensions and threats to close the Strait of Hormuz pose significant risks to energy security and trade. While China has diversified its regional investments by strengthening ties with Gulf states like Saudi Arabia and the UAE, the volatility in Iran and Israel-US conflicts continues to cast a shadow over its long-term regional ambitions, prompting a cautious approach to managing risk and safeguarding its assets. The South China Morning Post also highlights the enduring popularity of gel manicures, which have maintained their dominance in the beauty industry despite newer alternatives. Gel manicures are prized for their durability, high-gloss finish, and long-lasting wear, lasting up to 3 weeks, making them a favorite among beauty enthusiasts. However, concerns about the UV light curing process, which may increase risks of skin damage and cancer, have prompted salons to adopt LED lights with reduced UV emissions. Alternatives like SNS dip powder and Biab, builder in a bottle, are gaining traction, offering options that are gentler on nails and free from UV exposure. These innovations provide consumers with choices that balance style, longevity, and nail health, though gel remains a benchmark for its shine and reliability. Ultimately, the industry continues to evolve, offering diverse solutions tailored to individual preferences and safety considerations. As detailed by South China Morning Post, Hong Kong's current property market slump presents an opportunity to rethink and future-proof its urban development strategies. The key lies in shifting from a traditional, profit-driven, siloed approach to a collaborative model that integrates sustainability, social impact, and economic resilience. The nonprofit Urban Land Institute and ARIP emphasize early stakeholder engagement and transparent communication as vital to aligning development with the UN's Sustainable Development Goals. Hong Kong's policies lag behind Singapore's proactive green initiatives, which aim to green 80% of buildings by 2030 through clear targets and incentives. To build a resilient, inclusive, and sustainable city, Hong Kong must adopt comprehensive policy reforms, foster collaboration among developers, government agencies, and communities, and embrace innovative urban planning that integrates environmental and social considerations into its future infrastructure projects. The South China Morning Post highlights the inspiring journey of Alex Lau, a talented Asian squash player from Hong Kong, who has recently broken through a 2-year plateau at number 40 in the world rankings. After winning gold at the Asian Squash Championships in Malaysia, Lau expressed his ambitions to climb into the top 30, emphasizing the importance of overseas training and strategic practice with top players such as Youssef Ibrahim and Jonathan Power. His dedication to refining his game through intensive, detail-oriented training in Qatar, alongside his coach Peter Genever, has helped him develop a broader arsenal of tactics, boosting his confidence and consistency. Lau's resilience is evident as he prepares for upcoming tournaments like the World Games and the Hong Kong Squash Championships, with a clear focus on improving his ranking and contributing to his national team's success. The South China Morning Post also introduces a lively and diverse week in Hong Kong, featuring events like the Next Wave Beach Festival at Discovery Bay, where international pop sensations ITZY and Chung Ha will perform, inviting crowds to enjoy music both from the stage and from floating jetties in the sea. The classical ensemble Vox Luminis will make its debut in Hong Kong, offering audiences a rare opportunity to experience exquisite Baroque music at venues like St. John's Cathedral and Tsuen Wan Town Hall. Meanwhile, food lovers can indulge in the newly launched celebration menu at Mott 32, a stylish Chinese restaurant, where innovative dishes such as Peking duck with caviar and roasted Iberico pork with honey are crafted with a blend of tradition and modern flair. For those seeking refreshment, the Hennessy Mart pop-up at Central Market offers summer cocktails like ginger and oolong, perfect for cooling off while enjoying the vibrant summer scene. The Sydney Morning Herald recounts the harrowing story of Australian nurses and their tragic fate during World War II, focusing on the infamous Banka Island massacre. Sister Vivian Bullwinkle, the sole survivor of the atrocity, famously recounted how she and her colleagues were machine-gunned by Japanese soldiers after fleeing their sinking vessel in 1942. For decades, her account was believed to be sanitized, with doubts cast on her truthfulness, especially regarding allegations of rape and torture. However, recent forensic investigations and her own affidavits have uncovered evidence that the nurses endured horrific atrocities, including sexual violence and brutal murders, which she had been forced to conceal. The story reveals a disturbing cover-up by military authorities, who suppressed the facts to protect reputations and avoid accountability, effectively silencing Bullwinkle's voice for nearly 60 years. Her courageous efforts to finally reveal the truth underscore the importance of confronting uncomfortable wartime realities and honoring the suffering of those who endured unimaginable horrors, ensuring that history reflects the full scope of their suffering and resilience. The South China Morning Post introduces Angel Lau Tsc Tung, a Hong Kong tour guide who offers a unique, Anthony Bourdain-inspired perspective on the city. Lau's tours venture beyond the typical tourist spots like Victoria Peak and the Avenue of Stars, delving into the city's hidden, authentic neighborhoods such as wet markets, public housing estates, and traditional street scenes. Her aim is to reveal Hong Kong's true essence, its disappearing neon signs, bamboo scaffolding, and stories of local artisans, by sharing personal narratives and cultural insights. Lau's passion was sparked during her battle with rheumatoid arthritis, which led her to embrace her role as a storyteller of Hong Kong's fading traditions, capturing the city's soul through social media and personal experiences. Her approach is a response to the city's current tourism focus, which she feels overly caters to mainland Chinese visitors and their check-in culture, neglecting the more genuine, diverse experiences that resonate with international travelers seeking authenticity. Lau's work is a heartfelt tribute to her city's fleeting moments, driven by her desire to preserve Hong Kong's cultural memory and share its stories with the world, especially after her own loss of her mother and her journey of documenting the city's vanishing treasures. South China Morning Post also highlights Pranali Gupta, a Hong Kong-born Indian who unexpectedly became a social media sensation by showcasing her bicultural identity and fluent Cantonese. Initially hesitant, Gupta's videos gained popularity when viewers marveled at her perfect Cantonese, prompting curiosity about her Indian heritage and life in Hong Kong. She now creates content in Cantonese, English, and Hindi, sharing her experiences and busting stereotypes about Indians in Hong Kong. Her engaging storytelling has helped bridge cultural gaps, fostering understanding among her diverse followers, many of whom were initially wary or dismissive of her Indian roots. Gupta's videos, which include humorous skits about Indian parents and misconceptions about her culture, have resonated deeply with local and international audiences, earning her over 170,000 followers across platforms. Her journey reflects her dedication to representing minority communities, celebrating her roots while embracing her identity as a Hongkonger. Despite facing challenges in her career and social integration, Gupta's authentic voice and cultural pride have made her a relatable figure, inspiring others to appreciate diversity and challenge stereotypes in Hong Kong's multicultural landscape. South China Morning Post vividly captures the gloom enveloping China's solar industry, illustrating a sector battered by a perfect storm of plummeting prices, down 60 to 80% in 2024, and mounting losses, totaling $40 billion in PV manufacturing alone. The industry's once booming optimism has been overshadowed by a market saturated with overcapacity, fierce price wars, and U.S. tariffs that have hampered exports, causing many Chinese firms to file for bankruptcy and share prices to tumble by as much as 80% since 2022. Despite efforts to diversify into energy storage and green hydrogen, these sectors are also suffering from falling prices and oversupply, with giants like CATL and BYD leveraging their financial strength to expand into solar, further complicating the landscape. Industry leaders are calling for radical consolidation and government intervention to curb excess capacity, but financial struggles and the complexity of relocating upstream manufacturing segments hinder meaningful restructuring. Meanwhile, companies are exploring overseas markets, primarily in the Middle East and Africa, to meet local demand or target the U.S., where high margins still attract investment, yet supply chain challenges and tariffs pose significant hurdles. The overall sentiment is one of cautious pessimism, as the industry grapples with the aftermath of overexpansion and the supercharged growth of previous years, facing a crucial window until next March to implement supply-side reforms before further decline. According to the South China Morning Post, Hong Kong's MTR Corporation has launched an extensive, one-time inspection campaign targeting its critical rail infrastructure, including all overhead lines and signaling points, as part of its broader 65 billion Hong Kong dollars, 5-year upgrade plan. This initiative is a direct response to recent service disruptions, such as engineering trains becoming stranded on the East Rail Line and a 5-hour suspension on the Tseungquan line caused by a malfunctioning power supply and signaling system. In particular, investigations revealed that a sagging jumper wire, resulting from improper clamp installation, caused a high-voltage short circuit and interference with signaling, prompting immediate reinforcement and inspection measures. The company is also contemplating offering free cross-harbor shuttle buses during service suspensions and has committed to strengthening risk management, predictive maintenance, and staff accountability. Transport officials emphasized the importance of proactive safety measures, technological innovation, and comprehensive training to enhance resilience and prevent future incidents. The special inspection, expected to be completed by August, will cover approximately 700 kilometers of overhead lines and over 600 signaling points, aiming to bolster reliability and safety across Hong Kong's railway network. Thank you for tuning in. The content above showcases the latest briefing reports and analytical synopses, thoughtfully curated by the 6Do team. These insights stem from a wide array of reputable media outlets, think tanks, government sources, and specialized experts worldwide. We encourage you to explore these sources for a comprehensive perspective. Keep in mind that while the content may not always align with the official standpoint of 6Do Brief, it's not meant to be taken as absolute directives for decision-making. Comprising seasoned media professionals, learned scholars, and accomplished scientists, the 6Do team embodies a trailblazing, fully independent media entity. To customize 6Do Brief to meet your professional needs, you have the option to subscribe to a diverse array of briefings on our website, 6dobrief.com. Regardless of your location, you can conveniently receive 6Do Brief via email.
Scrolling through the headlines, another crazy day. 6 degrees of stories, connecting in their way. From the weather to the sports, and everything we see. People making news on TV screens for free. 6 degree world, where the news comes in a whirl. Every story connected after all. A laugh, a cry, a sigh, news is flying high. From city lights to countryside, we're connected after all. A laugh, a cry,